My God, January. After the indulgence of the festive revels, you're dumped into the joyless grey desert of the new year with a sore head, a swollen belly and a subtly pervading sense of remorse. Of course, if you're in the southern hemisphere, completely disregard this, which seems pointless to say because you're not even watching this. You're all enjoying barbecues and days at the beach and rubbing our noses in it with all of your wonderful weather. You wait until it's piddling down in mid-July though, then we'll be laughing. This is a video for those whose faces hurt when they leave the house. This is a video for those who look like barely warmed up corpses. This is a video for those for whom the sun seems like a rather sadistic joke played on you by your memory. I'm here to help. What you need is something to help you get through these barren months, and what could be better than sitting down to a load of booze? Sorry? Oh, this is the games one. All right, okay. Are we ready? Many men. All right, go. You need something to help you get through these barren months, and what could be better than sitting down to a load of games? So, I've made a list of ludological delights that are veritable antifreeze for the brain, so you can head into spring less consumed by cabin fever than previous years. So let's get to it. You need to get out and mix with people in winter. It's so easy to spend the entire season in a blanket fort watching the American Barbecue Showdown on repeat for 4 months. I know, I've done it. But we are a gregarious animal and we are replenished by contact with others, even if Jean-Paul Sartre was erring on the side of correct in certain areas. This is where Challengers comes in. This is an 8-player head-to-head battler that is almost comically simple to play, but manages to produce some kind of indefinable magic in the way its few mechanisms come together. Magic that is so powerful that it managed to snag the top prize in hobby gaming in 2023, the Kennerspiel des Jahres. This game sets out to be an experience and it succeeds. We all start with the same hand of cards as a base and then choose new ones to augment our deck. Then we shuffle and play a game of war against our opponent, trying to beat the cards they've played. Using the cards we've chosen in the previous phase to try and win fickle fortune over to our side. This is a hugely divisive game, but I find it exhilarating and tremendous fun. There are choices here, but these choices are heavily affected by chance, so the game thrives on spectacle rather than strategy. More importantly, this is a game that gets you into a room with loads of people grousing and laughing and cheering. This is a winner for pulling you out of yourself and enjoying others' company. Just forget the whole existentialist thing. I mean, it's true, but just forget it. Sometimes you need something faithful, dependable and downright fun to get you through these empty months, and there are fewer things that are more faithful, more dependable and more unabashed fun than the acme of trick-taking games, Skull King. Don't be fooled though. Skull King is not just a trick-taking game, it's also an engine for laughs. It is a guaranteed 40 minutes of engagement and fun. This is not a serious game, but it can be played thoughtfully. It's not a brain burner, but there are decisions here that will either leave you breathing a huge sigh of relief or realising you've made a terrible mistake the second after you've laid down a card. I've never seen Skull King fail. The system is just so robust. Bid a number of tricks you think you'll win. If you get them, you score. If not, you're punished. But there is such a tension in every play of this game as you hope against hope that the other bastards around the table won't screw you. And they'll try, and sometimes they'll succeed, and sometimes they won't. This is not just a game of hit and hope, though. There is a real skill to navigating yourself through a hand of Skull King, and if you manage it, there is a real sense of achievement. And if you fail, it's hilarious. This is a game that is just so much fun every time you play it. It's a perfect 40 minutes and one you should fold into your week. Also, it'll blow away the winter cobwebs and leave you feeling sunny, even if you've forgotten what the sun is. We all like a laugh, right? Sure, but they tend to be in pretty short supply in the gaming world. I can't remember the last time I had a massive guffaw at a well-integrated drafting mechanism. Step up, drafting mechanisms, I'm dying here. Thankfully, Freelancers from Plaid Hat Games knows how to deploy a bon mot in the right place to at least raise a smile. This is because they know their tropes and are able to spin them into humour. Pratchett was one of the first to twist the tropes of fantasy to comment on the real world, and Freelancers follows in those rather intimidating footsteps. Another of their influences has to be the fabulously successful D&D Actual Play Acquisitions Incorporated, where the explicitly quotidian blandness of the workaday is slathered all over fantasy and the juxtaposition is played for laughs. Players assume the roles of adventurers that are unfortunate enough to be in a job market where 0-hour contracts are the norm and will do anything to earn a couple of electrum. The game is dead simple and mostly led by the accompanying app. The real strength, though, is the writing. They managed to marry the degradation of freelance work with the fantasy genre brilliantly, and it results in the kind of absurd situations that are bound to cause laughs. The voice acting is good, and this is a gaming experience that is unique in the hobby world. If you want a good story replete with laughs, well, you should try this one. This isn't all about laughs, though. I know that you're serious people who like the more refined things in life, and you'll find nothing more refined than possibly the best Eurogame ever made, Concordia. This is simply a brilliant game. It takes a central idea, play a card and do what it says, and builds a system around it that manages to be the most efficient producer of endorphins in the gaming world. Winter can be so dreary and dull, it can drive your gaze inwards and towards the next brain-dead piece of product on Netflix. This is fast food for the cerebrum, and you need something more nourishing. Just by touching the box of Concordia, you can tell that it's bursting with riboflavin. This is just such an exquisite piece of work, and simply by engaging with its mechanisms, you'll feel what it is like to interact with brilliance, and the glow from a play of this game will catapult you through weeks of the oppressive dark of winter. Everything you do here engages the brain and floods it with lovely chemicals. What cards you want to play next, where you build your routes, when to harvest goods, all of these actions come together to lift your spirits in sheer appreciation at how great it is. Few games feel as complete as Concordia. Few games feel as well honed. This is the work of a brilliant designer producing something that transcends even his titanic abilities. This is the ineffability of art. You can dissect the component parts of it and never find the elusive spark that makes it sing, but it's there. Just have a round of Concordia, do your brain a favour. Look, I know you want to, but you can't stay in all winter. Don't listen to the memes, they're not good for you. Get out, go to the pub, indulge in more self-destructive behaviour just with the possibility of there being strangers in the room. Saying that though, Jean-Paul Sartre did have a point, so you could take a game so you don't have to make too much eye contact with someone. And, as we all know, structured fun is the best fun. Skull is simply the best bar game in the hobby. It even comes printed on beer mats. It's so simple too. You play cards down and bet on how many you can turn over without revealing a skull. The key to Skull's brilliance though is that it uses one mechanism to add to the play experience, and that is the human psyche. It leverages your trust or distrust of your friends. It borrows for the length of its playtime your brain and plonks it down on the table for everyone to poke around in. Are you cautious or suspicious? Are you cavalier and foolhardy? Everyone around the table will know by the end of the game. Skull is a game of human intentions and motivations. It is a game of strategic dissembling. It is a game of knowing when to call people out, and it's a game of hilarious misinterpretation. You can play this one in the pub or around a table with your kids, and every time you play it, you'll be assured of laughs and curses and surprise. There is so much game in this simple little box, and it'll definitely help you get through winter. Thank you so much for watching. You can like the video if you liked the video, or even sub to the channel if you're feeling zany. You can get loads of great merch at sameeple.com and join the very best Discord in gaming at 5G4D.com. If you're feeling particularly generous and you like these videos, you can back the show at patreon.com/5G4D and help them get made. All of these people have, and their lives are immeasurably better. Well, I'm going for a bit of a Nordic ski down the sides of Mount Catchphrase.